Yeah, I couldn't, I kind of had to keep eating it. It was just gorging on it. It's so good.
Thank you so
Was it like that
much.
when you were reading the scripts?
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
Page turner. Yeah, I mean, that's Stephen Knight's genius. He's able to give you just enough to make you want more and more and more and more. Very addictive.
Very
So, yeah,
addictive,
he's a genius.
He's a genius.
Great characters for you both to bring to life as well. I mean, I think that, let's talk about Byron first, if you don't mind, just in terms of kind of that kind of, being in a different country and being in a different culture, and the way that he so quickly kind of embeds himself and makes him feel, kind of indestructible and important and necessary to these people. But the way that you bring him to life and the colour that you give him, and was that kind of fun to play with, and how much was on the script, on the page?
I mean, all of it was on the script, to be honest. It's like, that's one of the nice things about being an actor when you have a script like this, is that it's all already there. So you just try and get out of your own way sometimes and just be as honest as possible to the character that Stephen has written. But yeah, really fun to play a character like that who's a chameleon and is able to shapeshift a bit and push a few buttons, be a bit cheeky, be ambitious, and try to tread his own path. So yeah, every day felt like a joy.
We really see his strength grow as well, kind of like the confidence in him grow as well as the series goes through and stuff, and you're like, oh, we mess with him.
Yeah. He goes from a sort of a cheeky chappy to a scarier.
I love Ellen so much. She's just this kind of fierce warrior, really. Talk to me about what kind of jumped out for you about the character that you were excited to bring her to life.
Oh my God, like as I said before, the first line of Ellen's character description was she has Irish republicanism running through her veins, and I thought that, women, especially Irish women, are written out of history so much, and they've always been there, but they didn't have the status or the wealth to be remembered, and I just thought it was so incredible that Stephen was putting her at the front lines of this nationalist fight for freedom, and she's the tactile one, she's the diligent, she's thinking of things, and her brother is like, no, let's just fight fire with fire, and Ellen kind of sees, she, to the future, she was such a modern woman, ahead of her time.
Was she real? Was she a real person?
No, but I do think she's an amalgamation of so many different women in history. And then I kind of gave us a bit of leeway to have fun with them because we weren't playing real people. Yeah. We kind of were able to do what we wanted to do and make these decisions about our characters, which is really special.
In terms of diving into research then for you both, what was important for you, if it was at all, in terms of before kind of the camera started rolling?
I mean, for me, I just... it was such a politically charged time of history, and it was 20 years after the famine, and I had to think of what she would have seen growing up, and why is she so driven and motivated for this cause, and why has she dedicated her life to it. And I think if you look back, this time of history hasn't been given that the chance to be told, and Stephen has just really layered this beautiful political party throughout this amazing show about the Guinnesses, and I think it's really, really special that a woman is there.
Front and centre.
Yeah. And it's also that really interesting thing is that when we kind of arrive with all these characters, there could almost be 3 seasons already about how they got to that point that we find them in. The way he writes, they're so rich with history that as audience members we're kind of trying to decipher what got them to the point where we discover them at, and that's amazing. And I imagine for you to kind of have to find and be able to show that luggage that they're almost carrying from their past is something that's kind of fun to play with. So you're not giving too much away to the audience, but we know that there's stuff there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as I say, to repeat myself, our job is already done.
No, you undersell it. You've got to perform this. It's written there, but
just
you've got to translate it.
You're fine. You're not great.
At all. No, you totally undersell these performances because we believe. That's the thing. It's why I was asking you if real people, because we kind of the way that they're written into the stories of these real people. It's so believable.
And Stephen just such a brilliant job. Breathing modern takes into these characters that are from back then but could be alive today, I feel.
Yes. Did you have the luxury of kind of real sets and things to kind of try and embed you in those environments? How important was that?
It's half the job. It's already done. It was just insane. Most of my stuff was what's on the streets of Stockport. We took over, and it was just this is what my ancestors would have been walking through. And then you have the wig and the costume and everything. You just really don't feel like yourself.
Yeah, it's just so immersive. It really is. So there's so little green screen or CGI, that, yeah, once you put on the costume and you enter these magnificent sets, like when Byron Goes to New York, took over, you know, most of the northern quarter in Manchester, and it really felt very transportative. So I think it will for the audience too.
Is it fun when you kind of get all those kind of tools in your belt, like the costumes kind of been finalised, you've done all those checks, and you're kind of like, right, let's go and play.
This is it.
It's magic. It really is magic.
It is magic. It's like what you want to, as a kid, like I loved dressing up and like playing make-believe and like, that's my job.
This is it.
This is insane.
You get to play.
Yeah, I get to play. And then with each other, you know, and just like sitting around having a coffee on our lunch break being like,
Yeah, wait a second.
what is going on here?
Well, I hope we've got a second season, because I feel there's a little more story to be told on this as well. But my last question for you is, you know, one of the many things I love about the show is how it's really led by a young cast, you know, exciting actors that we're so excited to see what the future holds with them. But if I can ask you if you could be in any scene of any film or TV show, what would you be in?
Any scene of any TV show
Or film?
I don't know why it popped into my head
It's best
to
time.
be
Go for it.
in Bugsy Malone was my favourite film growing up.
yes!
So
And
good.
the cream gun, you know. Actually, I kind of got to live my dream because in Dublin, in the Olympia, when I was a kid, there was a stage production of Bugsy Malone. And I played Babyface, you know, tiny little Babyface character. But I was given one of the cream guns, and the production company actually made like a gun with a cream canister in it that actually sprayed canned
so
cream.
good.
And so I actually got to live
You've
my
done
dream.
it.
That
I've
was
done it.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I mean, exactly what you said there. I don't know why this popped into my head, but you know that movie 1917?
Yeah.
And he's like running across this like battlefield.
Oh,
And
that's
there's
an amazing
I
shot.
just think that would be so
You'd
incredible to
want to
get
do that,
yourself.
though.
I know. I'm like, get me in there. I love a challenge. See how many takes I can before I die. I just think that would be incredible. Like there's one takes. I feel like
Yeah.
you know bringing the stage aspect to screen. I think that would be just such an incredible.
And I think there's
challenge.
one of the soldiers, like you see them fall actually by accident.
Yeah. And then
I don't
he
know
like
who is
topples
it.
over and then gets up and keeps going.
The camera's been passed to someone, and it's amazing.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
great choices.
Yeah.
Congratulations on you know these characters that are so brought to life through you both. It's been a joy to watch. Thank you for your time.